Welcome back to a brand new review here at Max Talk Movies. My name is Max Denenberg, and today I am reviewing the brand new Disney Plus original movie, Phineas and Ferb, the movie Candace Against the Universe. Before I start this review, I'll tell you how it is the best way to support this YouTube channel. The best way to support the YouTube channel is to hit that like button, share this video. Also, please subscribe, ring that bell for notifications if you like Disney Plus original movies or just movie reviews in general. This is the place for you. Let me know in the comment section, have you already seen the Phineas and Ferb TV show? And if you haven't seen this movie yet, are you excited because of the TV show to see this movie? And if you already have seen this movie, tell me your non-spoiler thoughts in the comments section down below. And let's get started with this review of Phineas and Ferb, the movie, Candace Against the Universe. So I really grew up with Phineas and Ferb, the TV series on Disney Channel. It came out in 2007 and it ended in 2015. And basically, it was really in my wheelhouse at the time. I was alive for the show when the show was on from when I was 5 years old until I was 13. So I really grew up. I probably didn't miss any episode of this show. Watched the first movie, which was happening while the show was still going on back in 2011. And it's crazy that the show hasn't been on for 5 years. I can't really remember the last time I got to sit down and watch an episode of this show. And it feels like I forgot a lot before a lot of these people. And then I watched just the intro to this movie. I was like, wow, I feel like I was watching this when I was 7, 8 years old. I'm right back into it. I remember all the characters' names. I remember all the storylines from past episodes. And boom, I was right into the movie because I remembered everything. They did a good job of refreshing me with Candace's character right off the bat. And that was good. Now, it is a Phineas and Ferb, because that was the TV show, movie, but this is really the story about Candace, who is their sister, Phineas and Ferb's sister, voiced by Ashley Tisdale. And if you know from the TV series, I am going to spoil some of the TV show, so if you were planning on watching the TV show, then watching this movie, I would probably stay away. But in the TV series, Candace basically is the sister that just wants to bust Phineas and Ferb. They build these crazy things, they go on these crazy adventures, but their parents never get caught doing it. So basically, in the 8 years of the TV show, Candace's job basically was just to bust Phineas. But every time he's like, "Mom, come here, look at what they're doing," it always disappears, and she never busts the brothers. So it was interesting because they named the movie, obviously, Candace Against the Universe. And this is obviously, in my opinion, the best the Candace character has ever been in the Phineas and Ferb series. That includes that other movie, as I mentioned earlier. This is really her story. The movie, also, before I get into my actual thoughts here, it's about the famed stepbrother inventors, Phineas and Ferb, know what they're going to do today. They're going to rescue their sister, Candace, from an alien abduction. So that's the plot of the movie. The synopsis on IMDb. So overall, I thought Candace's character got a huge plus with this movie. Obviously, in the first, I would say 10 to 15 minutes of this movie, it feels like a Phineas and Ferb episode. Phineas and Ferb are doing these crazy things, and Candace wants to bust them, but once again, she does not do it. But then she gets abducted by aliens. And when she goes to this alien place, and it's ran by Ali Wong's character, the super, super big doctor, who's the brand new character into this movie, who is right there. Candace is seen as the chosen one. She's the only human that they have seen before, and she could save their society. She was told that when she got there. So now she feels like she has a place in the universe. She always thought that it was always about Phineas and Ferb because they were the cool ones. They had all these inventions going on. They had all their friends. And she was just kind of there, not doing anything, and she felt very lonely. And then she becomes the chosen one in this alien island place. And you really feel like she should feel like this. If you watch the show, she doesn't really get into the action as much as you would think because she's just trying to bust the brothers. The platypus is there. Perry, the platypus, is there. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is also back in this movie. If I move, he should be right there. And the whole gang of friends as well, they're all back with you for this movie. The movie is 1 hour and 26 minutes. So once again, as the show was really 25 to 30 minutes an episode, this feels very quick as well. And I really did laugh way more than I thought. I thought that they would stick to their roots, you know, and they did do a good job when I was watching the show growing up with the mix of adult and child humor, and they do a good job of that in here. There are a lot of child jokes. There's, you know, there's flossing in here. There's a couple children jokes that, again, it's not for me. But as a whole, the adult jokes, they actually do a lot of great messages with the relationship between Candace and her stepbrother, you know, Phineas and Ferb. So the fact that their relationship, which hasn't really felt that great to me in the show, is the best here. You really, I mean, it gets really emotional in the end of the movie when you realize what the whole show was really about to Candace, what her purpose was on the show. And that is really amazing stuff here. Phineas and Ferb are back. They're really, really funny. Phineas especially. And there's one joke about how many times you can say this word this many times, and they do it throughout the movie, and I laugh every time I do it because I would say the same exact thing, and they went on a rampage of that, and I loved that part of the film. The group of friends, they have amazing chemistry. One person, I forgot his name, but the whole thing that he jokes about this TV show, Space Adventure, which if you know the show, you know Space Adventure, and he uses that to his advantage throughout the show. Perry saves everyone, even though no one really realizes that Perry is doing that. And he is hilarious. He's easily my favorite character from the show. And once I saw him pop up, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this show. Boom, 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 boom. So I give this movie a lot of credit for refreshing me so well that I remember all the characters, all of the plot lines, that I'm really enveloped into this story. Now, this also isn't an amazing movie as well for Disney+. There are some issues here with the film. As I said earlier, some of the jokes do not land in this movie. They go for a lot of jokes, and some really do work with the big belly laughs, but some just fall really flat and really flat. They really expect you to laugh, but you're not really laughing, that type of thing. As well, the big villain of the movie, you can kind of see coming a mile away. And it feels like a type of villain plot that you've seen a billion times in kids' movies. Again, the movie really didn't focus too much on the villains to make you really want to care about the villains, but the villains are there, and they're there really throughout the film, and you could kind of see where it was going once this person comes onto screen, and it didn't surprise anyone. And I'll tell you, and it definitely pulled me out of the movie at times. I would say the third act, they tried to put a lot into the action set pieces in the third act. And at times, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense what was going on. And yes, Phineas and Ferb, obviously, not a whole lot of sense is happening in the show anyway. But sometimes it gets to a point of ridiculousness that I don't like. And that kind of happened towards the end of the movie in the third act fight scene. But it's big. I think there was a little too much going on. But when it really centered down on Candace fighting off the villains, it really pays off, because you care about Candace. And yes, as I said earlier, it's a Phineas and Ferb movie. Phineas and Ferb obviously are the lead characters, but Candace really takes, as you can see in the poster, she's the biggest one in the poster. And you're gonna like this movie or not based on your likeness of Candace. So a character who people have not really enjoyed in the past because she wants to ruin Phineas and Ferb's summer. But now you're back here and she realizes, wow, did her brothers actually always like her, always care about her? Or was she just alone in the universe all along? And that's what this movie really brings to you. So I'll give Phineas and Ferb, the movie Candace Against the Universe, a 3.5 stars out of 5, a 68%. A great back to form for Phineas and Ferb, a show that hasn't been on for 5 years. Kind of shocked that the show hasn't been on the past 5 years. But maybe it comes back as a TV show because this movie did a really good job of bringing back what was great for those 8 years of TV series and making it its own movie, not just feel like an extended episode of the TV series. And I'll tell you that from my perspective, who loved the TV show. So it feels like a movie. Really, really enjoyed it. But there are some open issues there that people are going to have with this movie. I don't know if you're going to understand this movie if you haven't seen the TV show. I would love to hear your perspective. If you haven't seen the TV show and you watch this movie for the first time, what are your thoughts of the movie? But I would highly recommend, if you know the TV show, I would really highly recommend check this one out on Disney Plus this weekend. So once again, the best way to support my channel is to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, comment. and share this video. Please do all of those things. The best way to support Max Talks Movies. If you like this review of Phineas and Ferb, the movie, I have a whole playlist right next to my head of Disney Plus original movies. This is the third straight week we have a new Disney Plus movie. Last week, it was the one and only Ivan. The week before that was Magic Camp. And I also have Artemis Fowl. All those movie reviews are all on my YouTube channel. They're right next to my head as well. Also, click that subscribe button. I have plenty of other things. My next video should be this upcoming Monday. I'll be doing my spoiler review of episode 3 of Lovecraft Country. I'll see you guys then.